Hi everybody, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I am here today to trim my blocks 5 through 10. Or 6 through 10, not 5, 6 through 10. So, I'm not sure what order I did these in, so like I said, I'm not keeping track as far as numbering them goes. But yeah, it really is just this simple. You know, and I know a lot of people would shortcut this step and just show you the finished cut blocks, but I always feel like I miss something when there's all that editing going on. So I just wanted to do a series where you see every single step. You're not missing anything. And so what I'm doing right now is, see, I've got my stitch line, and that's actually should be the same size so as this. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get all of that in there. So I'm just choosing which stitching to save, which to throw away, where do I want to adjust. I've got my little corners here that I need to make sure that, you know, are in there just right. I've got some wiggle room down here on this edge. So there we go. And I actually prefer my other one. This one's it's a good ruler, and it's the right size, but my solid ruler I like because I stick my hand right in the middle, and then this one that doesn't do anything. So, you know, it really just depends on, you know, how you go about doing things, which ruler's best. And I use different rulers for different things. I really like this ruler for doing the 6.5 inner square. That's my favorite use for this ruler. But it's the one I have out right now, so that's the one I'm going to use. And get that nice and straight. There we go. And it's totally fine that I'm cutting off all of those stitches, because those were just to kind of hold the pieces in place. And then I can go back and do another round after it's cut on the ones that I need to. And I'm going to put this on a little bit. This time I'm going to put it a little askew so I can get both cuts without having to move it. Part of the reason why I go ahead and cut as I go, instead of just waiting, you know, like, because I could build all 30 blocks, you know, and then go back and do the trimming. I don't do that because these scraps, I will use these in other blocks, and that way it stays cohesive. You know, it all matches. Oh, it all matches. Okay, I'll need the seam ripper to get that piece off, but you guys get the idea. So there we go. And this one I will need to redo my stay stitching, so I'm going to throw it over that direction. Here's the sewing machine. And actually I just spotted my big ruler, my other big ruler that is solid in the middle, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that one because it's a little easier for me than that guy. I'll just throw the scraps out of the way for now. So thank you so much for joining me along this crazy adventure that is quilting. I have lots of other types of videos coming up. I have a doodle, 100 days of doodles going on right now. And then I plan to start a daily doodle after that. So, okay. Let's see. That cut. And I ran into my tripod there, so I couldn't finish that cut. But there we go. But let's see, what was I saying? I plan to do the daily doodles. After this 100 days of doodles is done, I'm going to do a daily doodle. Just simple drawings that you know most people can do. If you can write your alphabet, you can doodle. So, because all the shapes you need for doodling are in the alphabet. So, that will be coming. And I have a new, it's not really a tripod, but it's a new camera rig that I'm gonna be building to, so that way I can film top down, straight top down on the table, so that way I can do polymer clay videos. Okay, yep, that one I need to do a stay stitch across here. So that'll be coming. I have it, I have all the pieces for it. I just have to get my son to, well, I mean, I could do it, but I'm gonna have him do it. Excuse me. I'm going to have him cut me all the pieces of PVC that I need, because I have the, let's see, that's a little shy right there. Let's see, I can just come this way a bit. Hang on, I'm gonna pause the video and go see about my pups. If I can find. Okay, I'm back. You're probably gonna still hear some distant barking because the garbage van is here. You know, and so I've got my my German Shepherd pups to pretty well understand that the garbage man's okay, but my older dogs, there's no convincing them that it's okay for him to come and steal our stuff. That was one of the pups just barking because she wants to go back outside. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I think the dogs are okay for now, but you know how pups are, so we'll see. So I'm getting this all lined up. I'm going to come this way a little bit because I was a little short right there. So there we go. One of the tips I can give you for using a rotary cutter is to be standing. Don't try and do it sitting down. I did the last trimming video sitting down, and it was problematic because I was trying to get in the camera without my shoulder getting in the way. I hope my shoulder wasn't too much in the way for that cut, but it's just so much better. Everything works so much better if you're standing. At least for me, you know, that's what works best for me. So I guess the real tip would be just try different positions till you find what works best for you, where you're not wiggly, you know, because you don't want to change your cut line by doing, you know, wobbling. And that was that super heavy fleece, so that's why it didn't cut through real easy. So, and this is, again, you know, just like with everything else with this particular quilt pattern, or I don't know if it's a pattern, but system, is you can be as precise or as messy as you want. You know, there was a little bit, it's a little askew on this one side, but I think it'll work out just fine. But I am going to run another stay stitch. Get rid of that fuzzy, because this, see how this is in flaps, and so that would be really easy as I'm attaching to end up getting this way, and I don't want to let that happen. So there we go. I think we've got 2 more. And you could stack these if you're brave. You could stack these. Let's see. That's right. This one I had marked wrong. Or, well, I didn't mark it wrong. I sewed on the wrong side, so I couldn't run the stay stitch around because I didn't have a line. So there's 2 different ways I have dealt with this in the past. One is to just go ahead and cut it and then do the stay stitch, which is how I think I'm going to do it. But the other is that you could just flip it over, draw your line, run your stay stitch, and then trim it. But since I end up a lot of time having to go back and add some more of that stay stitch anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and line this guy up and trim it. Let's see. Yep. Right about like that. I think it's good. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video wherever you feel like it would be appropriate and you have permission to do so. I would love that. I'm trying to build my Facebook page right now, so you'll see that if you go check out Facebook. You might be able to see. I hope to post, or plan to post, this video there as well. So there we go. And then this one, obviously I need to run the stay stitch because I didn't do it at all. And this fabric especially, it really likes to poof up like that. I don't know if you guys can really see it, but my finger just slips right in there. It doesn't like to lay flat. But there we go. And here's our last one for this set. And so this was blocks 6 through 10. There will be, like I said, 30 blocks total. So you'll get to see me do this, I don't know, 5 or 6 more times as we go. There we go. And I know that, you know, for a lot of you, I could cut out a lot of this and just show the finished blocks. You know, I showed the process, and that's enough. You don't need to see all the blocks, and I totally get that. But I think that there's also something to, you know, wanting to see every single step, especially for those intermediate sewers. You know, those people that want to try something like this but don't have any sewing friends to call on, and so they're a little nervous. And so this is my way of inviting you into my sewing room and us being sewing friends, even though we're, you know, potentially worlds apart kind of thing. And to help you, you know, see every single step, mistakes and all. You know, because I've made mistakes already. I'm gonna make some more, I'm sure, because, you know, life. And I don't know why that blade is not wanting to cut all of a sudden. And I realized that I have a little, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Let me flip it around this way, get it relined back up. But yeah, see, I have a little, like I just veered a little bit with my rotary cutter. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off just again and take off that little bit, because this little bit, it does make a big difference in the end. It depends on how precise you want to be, yeah, you know. But there we go. There's all of them trimmed. Now I'm going to pull in my scraps. And obviously that one's a good scrap. That's a good scrap. Do I want to use the teal? I'll put those over to that side because I'm not sure if I want to use those or not. Back over here and grab my handy dandy seam ripper. Let's not drop it. It's got a sharp side, and then it's got almost like a blade in there. I think it is a blade. And then this one has the like bobble on it. And I just recently learned how to use this properly. Now, my whole life, what I've done until I learned this was, let me see if I can find a longer seam. Yeah, there's a long seam. How I've always done it in the past was just to go in here and just pop every 3rd or 4th stitch, you know, cutting that out, and then that folds it out pretty easy. But how you're actually supposed to use it is you're supposed to put the ball side in between, like so, and just run it this way. Now that's really close to the edge, so this is just falling off, but I think you guys can understand the point. There, how you're supposed to go about it. But really just find a way that works for you and the fabric that you're using, and you know, all of that. But yeah, I just learned that from Natalie over at Missouri Star. And if you're watching this video, you probably know who Missouri Star is and who Natalie is. So, because they kind of own YouTube quilting video, the YouTube quilting video niche, but that's okay. So let's see. Yeah, see those are awfully small, but this is obviously a big one. That one's worth taking off of there. So I'm just gonna pop those couple of stitches. And see, and it really just depends as far as how to use a seam ripper the right way. I think it just depends on a lot of things. There's a lot of variables, but how it's intended, if you're just taking two, you know, long seams apart, how it's intended to be used is with that ball on the inside so you don't catch the fabric, and you just slide it along in between those fabrics. And, you know, it's partly about your hand coordination, you know, how well that works. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to continue to these videos as quickly as I possibly can, actually, because I'm trying to get this quilt out of the way. Mentally, physically, all of it, so I can move on to another project. But I don't think that you guys need to see me separate every little scrap if you guys know how to do that. So thank you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe.